This is a tutorial on how to install JDK version 8 alongside NetBeans version 12.4 on macOS Big Sur. So in this instance, I'm running macOS in a virtual machine, so we can start on a fresh slate. If you've previously installed NetBeans and JDK, please follow the instructions to remove them. You can find these instructions anywhere on Google. Simply search how to remove JDK versions, and they will show you where the directory to remove them from. Once you've done that, you're ready to get started here. So the first thing we need to do is download our JDK file. To download the JDK file, we're going to go to Safari. We're going to scroll down. Then we're going to download from macOS version x64. Then we're going to say we reviewed the requirements. And then download. You'll have to log in, and you might need to create an Oracle account to do that, but go ahead and do that. And you'll say allow if you're on Safari. Then it's going to download the JDK for you. Once that JDK is done downloading, you're going to double click here and then launch the disk image file. That's a .dmj, similar to .exe files in Windows. Okay, you'll see this window pop up. It should say JDK update 301 at the very top of the screen. You're going to double click JDK 8 update 301.pkg. All right, you're going to follow the wizard. Just say continue. We're going to follow all the default prompts. Then you're going to type in the password to your user account to install the software. Then it's going to say writing files, blah, blah, blah. Running package scripts that should take less than a minute as the installer indicates. And then you're done. So go ahead and press close. You can move it to the trash. That usually removes any complications that might happen. To verify that the JDK was installed properly, you're going to execute a command from the terminal. So from the terminal, I've got mine open already. To open the terminal, you can go to Launchpad and simply search for terminal. And then it'll come up. It's this icon right here. Once this is up, you're going to type java-version. So it indicates that we have Java version 1.8.0_301. That is the correct version for this class. So if this command runs properly, you're all set. If it does not, please contact your teaching assistants and we will get this figured out as soon as possible. Okay, now that you've installed Java, the next step is to install NetBeans. So NetBeans is the IDE that you'll use for this class. I already have it downloaded, but follow the instructions from Professor Dinsmore to find the download link if you haven't already. So I'm using version 12.4. That's the latest version. Version 12.0, which is the long-term support edition, could not find the JDK right off the bat when you installed it. So it wouldn't even let you install the program. So using any version above 12.0, 12.1, 2, 3, and 4, that all works properly. So I'm going to go ahead and double click and run version 12.4. We'll follow the same steps as we did before. It's going to say this is basically checking the source code for security. And as long as that passes, you're going to say continue, accept the agreement, install, type in your password like we always did. All right, it's going to write the files to your system directory. And the installation was successful. Okay, so close that out. Now Apache NetBeans has been installed. Now before we can even launch Apache NetBeans, there's one thing we need to do to make sure that it can find our JDK file. Because the problem is that the JDK file path is not getting set properly in NetBeans when you first install it with macOS 10 Big Sur. So what we need to do is we need to go back to our terminal. We are going to issue the change directory command here. So we're going to change our directory into /applications /netbeans. And you can tab to autocomplete /Apache netbeans 12.4.app. Make sure you have these backslashes in the file path or it will not work. /contents /resources /netbeans /netbeans /etc etc. Enter. Now we are in etc. If I print my working path, this is the path you want, so you can go ahead and pause the video and copy this path in. It has to be word for word. Actually, you really want this command right here. It needs to be word for word, exactly with these escape characters and these spaces, or it will not work. I'll issue an ls, which is list command, to see what's in here. And we want to edit the netbeans.conf file. So to edit, you'll simply type nano netbeans.conf. And here we are. This nano is a text editor in the terminal. So you're going to press and hold the down arrow until you get almost all the way down to the file. Almost all the way down. This is the line we want to edit. netbeans_JDK home equals and then path to JDK. So the problem is that the JDK home file is not being found. So we're going to uncomment that line by deleting the hashtag or the pound symbol. And then we're going to edit this path. You're going to edit the path to be the following. It's going to be /library /java /java virtual machine /JDK 1.8.0 _301.jdk /contents /home. If you do not do this, NetBeans will launch, but it will not be able to find the JDK instance, and it will not work. A lot of students only type this path in without the contents /home. This gets the program to launch, but does not allow any program files to be created. So to save your changes, you will hit the Control key, the X at the same time, Control X, hit the Y key, and then hit Return, Enter. Now the file's been saved. So that's all the work we're going to have to do in the terminal. Now we are ready to close our terminal up and start NetBeans. So I already have it down here now, but you can go to Launchpad and then launch Apache NetBeans that way. The icon should bounce several times until you see the loading sign. And then once the application actually loads, it's going to turn on its modules. It's going to run through a couple of steps to check and make sure everything is started and loaded. You're going to see this lovely welcome screen of tutorials and things like that. You won't be using this very much. So let's start by creating a brand new project. This is going to test if all of our Java modules are installed successfully. So to do that, we're going to create a new project by clicking the second button on the upper left-hand corner. We're going to go to Java with Ant and Java application. It's going to take a little bit to find the features, okay? And then in order to use functionality, it's going to say support for Java SE must be activated. We're going to say download and activate. Next. Sure, accept the terms. It's going to download the plugin. Should download and install super quickly. It's going to activate Java SE. Activating Java SE should take a fairly insignificant amount of time on your computer, but it might take a little bit longer on a virtual machine such as mine. Okay, and now we see that if you go to this screen, you did everything correctly. Your Java JDK is working. You've got your application ready to go. So I'll keep it as Java Application 1. I'll keep the project folder all the same. There might be more specific instructions in the lab documentation that Professor Dinsmore gave out, but I'm going to leave my defaults here. I'm going to finish. Now you want to make sure this gets to 100% as well. If there are any issues here, that means the project did not build correctly, and we would need to investigate that further. But now we see we have our source package, Java Application 1, and we have our main Java file with our main method. So as long as this runs okay, then you're all set. Then you can zip and submit to Moodle.